I wanted to make a video for a while now about this cast-like material that college and pro catchers use around their thumb to protect them from getting jammed here in the thumb, and also from the thumb hyperextending in the back. And this stuff, I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet for a long time. I've been wanting to do this video for a year and a half now, but I mean, the stuff that you could find on the internet was just the materials for it. Not only was it expensive, but you had to be like a certified trainer or something medical to even get access to that stuff, because it's like medical stuff, medical training stuff, and the websites required some kind of code or something. So I'm like, man, I wanted to do this video so bad. Now, see, the college and the pro guys, they just get it straight from their trainers, and the trainer wraps it around, heats it up, does whatever, and gets it on there. But I'm trying to find how you guys can get it. If you don't have access to a trainer, or you don't have your medical staff number or whatever, how are you gonna get this? So I kept looking for it, and I came across something great. The catcher's thumb. It was exactly what I was looking for. This is it right here. Or get my finger over there. The catcher's thumb. See? It prevents you from the hyperextension in the back, and it protects you a little bit right up front here. And it's the same material, but Coach Zan, he packaged it up all nice for us. He put some instructions in here how to do it, and you don't have to be a medical person to buy this. And it's not like $55 like the websites were charging. This is only like 30 or 35 bucks. I forget how much it was, but it's a lot cheaper, and anyone can buy it. And it's specifically made for the catchers. This is exactly what I was looking for, and I'm so excited. Thank you for sending me this, Ann. What I want to do is test it out and see how easy or hard it is to do this. All right, now for the first step, it says on the instructions here to heat the catcher's thumb in hot water for the first step. But on Zan's video, he's made a stencil for it, and I think that's the best way to go about it. So you just take all I got here is a piece of paper. You take whatever you got laying around that you can cut out. I'm just gonna wrap it around my thumb all the way down. I want to have it around this part. Now some guys are gonna have it a lot smaller, but I want it to come around that big hump in my thumb. So see how I got it around the big part of my thumb down here, and I make sure it comes around there. I'm just gonna wrap this around until I know I got enough. I'm just gonna put my finger right here to know that's the spot that I want to cut it at. And all I'm doing first, the very first thing, is just making a diagonal cut. I'm not trying to be perfect with it right now. Okay, so now I just got a diagonal spot right here. Now you're just going to trim off any of the excess. So I got a little bit down here. Again, you don't have to be perfect, because you're going to trim it, when you go back later. So now I kind of got a basic outline. This is a little, it's not going to look like that when we're done, but this is just a very basic outline that I could use. And all I'm going to do is take this and trace this to my, look, it fits perfectly. So I'm going to trace it, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to leave a little bit extra, up around the thing. I'm not even going to be perfect with it, just so I know, how much of the material I need. So now I kind of got my shape. All right, now we're going to heat. Now we go to the first step on the instructions that says to heat the catcher's thumb, and we're going to heat it just a little bit so we can cut it and then mold it. All right, so we got our big pot of water, and I think this is a little too hot because it said we're not supposed to be boiling the water. So I turned it down a little bit, and we're going to wait for it to stop boiling. All right, here we go. I'm going to put the cast in there, and I'm just going to try to keep it away from the sides or the bottom. Oh, and I lost it. Let's see if I can get something to get it out. Oh, we're boiling up here. I guess don't do that. Oh, my camera's fogging. Look at that. Look at that. How cool is that? Now we're going to wait for it to cool off just a little bit. Then we're going to cut the outline and form it around our fingers. All right, so I got the piece, and it's all flexible right now. This is about a minute after I took it out of the water. So it's still pretty hot. So be careful when you're touching this stuff. Give it a little bit. Give it at least 30-45 seconds before you go and grab it. And now, oh yeah, this is much easier to cut right now. Oh, this is cake. It's perfect. So there we go. Now I'm going to start molding it right around my thumb. Now I left a lot extra because, you know, I wanted to have extra on there just in case. Now this stuff is forming nice and easy. Oh, this is awesome, man. This is exactly what I was talking about. And you can kind of squish it too. Once you get it on there, you don't just have to wrap it. You can kind of squish it around your thumb. Oh, this is so cool. That is perfect. I got it just around to where I want it. I can roll that over just a little bit to get me a little more coverage over there. And I got enough coverage in the back. That is perfect. Look at that. Perfect. Now see, what I'm going to do at the end is just trim this little stuff off. So that is perfect. That's why it's good to leave a little bit. And obviously up here, you don't want a big thumb sticking out. You trim that off too, about halfway up the thumb. All right, so the second step was the forming. So we did that already. And the third step on the instructions is to trim the excess. All right, and it says we're going to reheat it again, and we're going to get our final mold, and then we're going to, because it just hardened up on me. All right, it's like it's pretty hard right now. It's still got a little flexibility in there, and we're talking about I'm about 4 minutes out of the water.
We're going back into the water the second time after we've molded the thumb already. The instructions said not to let it touch the bottom or the sides, but I didn't notice any problem with it, so I just dropped it in there. I accidentally did it the first time, as you saw, but it didn't stick to the bottom or anything, so I'm just dropping it in there again. And I think we should be good. Get it out of there. Alright.
I'm going to finish molding it. Ooh, it's still a little warm. Let's take another second. Be careful, guys. You don't want to burn your thumbs up on this one. You'll need some gauze instead of a cast. Alright, so I'm going to jam it in there, twist it up so I get the coverage in the front, right there. And I'm just going to cut these two parts off real quick. Right around here, make a nice little loop. That's all I'm doing right there. You see that? Over here. This is all personal preference, guys. I want it rounded at the bottom. That still might be a little too deep. Let's put it on and see. I mean, that's a little deep still, but I'm going to cut the top off now. I want it a little shorter. Some might want to keep it up there, but I'm pretty happy with that, man. This thing is cool. I'm gonna run it under some water and see what happens when you get hit here. That's gonna stop from going all the way back and really hurting your thumb. So I'm gonna take a tiny bit more off while it's still a little bit warm, and then run it under cold water.
Right under cold water there. Heat it up.
There it is. Just throw it in your glove. You might have to loosen up your thumb strap a little bit. Stays right nice and in there. Obviously this is for catchers. It'll fit better in a catcher's glove. But there you have it. And then you could just take your hand out and leave the catcher's thumb right in there, so you could just slip your thumb in next time you're ready to go. That was the coolest thing, man. This is awesome. Not only did the catcher's thumb make it possible for us to do, but it's affordable and very, very easy. This stuff is very forgiving. I mean, you're not going to mess this up. The only thing I recommend is to, when you do your initial fold, I found when I stuck them together, it's a little bit hard if you mess up to undo that and put it back. So when you make your first initial wrap around, make sure you get it tight enough there. So that's my only one piece of my one tip. Other than that, this thing is awesome. Thank you so much for sending this, Zan. That's cool, guys. Check it out, Catcher's Thumb. I'll leave a link on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube, or on my website where you can go to the Catcher's Thumb website and get one for yourself.